Hi, this is me again. I thought, oh, here we go. I thought we would go through this cost report or the production cost report for Chapter 3, which is process cost accounting. And we're going through the mixing department's work in April. And one of the first things we're going to do is calculate the cost per equivalent unit calculation. And of course, we've got material, labor, and overhead in total. And we have a beginning work in process inventory of material 18,000. So you can see labor and overhead, total of $49,200. And then we have the costs that were incurred in April of $142,000 in material, $62,200 in labor, and so much for overhead. Do we get $390,800 of costs that were incurred in April? So you add that to the beginning inventory and you come up with that, what's $440,000, which is comprised of material, labor, and overhead. Then we found out that we had completed 60 units in the mixing department. So that's 60 completed units. 60,000 completed units. And then the work in process in the ending inventory, there are equivalent units. In material, it's 100%. Material is always 100%, but it's 50% for labor and 50% for overhead, so you have 10,000 units for each one of those. They're equivalent units, and you add those together and you come up with the 80,000, 70,000, 70,000 for labor and overhead. So then we come up with the cost per equivalent unit, which is taking these, in the case of material, taking $160,000 of costs and divide that by the total number of units, and that's $2. Now for the equivalent unit for labor, you divide $70,000 worth of costs by the 70,000 unit, and that's $1. And you can see that it's $3 for overhead because it's 210,000 divided by the $70,000 or 70,000 units. So you add those unit costs up and you come up with $6. Well, now, so there's 60,000 units that were completed, and they have a combined cost equivalent unit cost of $6. So that makes $360,000 worth of costs that are going to be transferred out of the mixing department associated with these $60,000 or 60,000 units of completed materials. Now, one of the things you want to do is reconcile this cost. We've incurred $440,000. So that's what we've got right here, $440,000 we've got to account for. And you account for that by taking that's the input that has gone into this process. So what goes out is that $360,000 there, 6 times the 60,000 units, and you have ending inventory here. In the case of material, it is $2 times 20,000 units, so that's $40,000. In the case of labor, it's 10,000 units times $1 to give 10,000. And then overhead, as you can see here, is 10,000 units times $3. So 360,000 there. I'm sorry, 30,000. So anyway, add up 40,000, 10,000, and 30,000 and come up with $80,000. Add that to the 360 and we get $440,000. So it combines. What went in was 440,000. What's now going out in an inventory, that's 440,000. Now we have to reconcile the units. So we had 10,000 in the beginning inventory, and that was given to us. And also it was given to us that we started 70,000 units. That's a total of 80,000 that were in fact input into the system. What was completed and transferred out was 60,000 units, and we have 20,000 in ending inventory. I didn't do that right. We have 20,000 in inventory, which is the same as this material, and so there's 60,000 plus 20,000 is 80,000. So what went into the number of units going into the process equals the number of units that went out and remain in inventory. I hope this is somewhat a little clearer to you. We will continue to work on this. I've got some other problems that I want to show you, and we'll keep going at it. Thank you.